Yo, what is going on, guys? We are back today, and I'm so excited. We are back on track making these content creator program videos for the newly released champions for 2023, and we're starting off just better than I could have even asked for with Absorbing Man, my most wanted champion in all of MCOC right now. First 2023 champ, and especially after the year we just had, like, my expectations are high, and Absorbing Man is even higher. So, like, I'm so hyped for this guy. So there's so much to say. There's so much going on. I don't want to bore you guys, but I also want to teach you. I'm just going to try to stick to the important stuff. Do you want him awakened? Yes. It's going to make him a lot easier to play because he's not easy to play. And you're also going to gain access to regeneration, which is pretty nice. So his awakened ability, definitely worth it. He is always going to have immunity to armor break and armor shatter, and you definitely want to bring him to matchups where he's going to be triggering that immunity because it's going to give him morph charges, which are really nice. Now, he has two forms, and you can choose which one you want to use by the pre-fight ability before you go into a fight, and that's either Black Uru or Magma. So he has 4 forms technically. One of them is unplayable via the special 3, the crystal form. You can't use that. One form is just his base form, just human. And then he has these 2 forms, Black Guru and Magma. So Black Guru, special 1, immune to bleed, shock, and you gain a ton of physical resistance. And when that form is refined, and you can refine it by just using the special. So you go in, you're in Black Uru, use special 1, you're going to refine the form. If you go into a fight with Magma form, you get a special 2, use it, you're going to refine the Magma form. So with the Black Uru refined, you're going to perform critical hits and burst of damage through the opponent's block. And then with the special 2, just the Magma form, ton of energy resistance, immunity to cold snap, frostbite, incinerate, 8800 energy resistance. All attacks deal energy damage instead of physical, as well as a burst of energy resistance, of energy damage. And then in the refined form, contact with the opponent inflicts an incinerate passive, dealing 1200 energy damage over 1 second. This is really nice. That damage stacks up, and it's great. And then here we have the special 3. I really like the special 3. It's really good if you suck at playing Absorbing Man, or if you just kind of struggle with his play style, which I do. So it's really good to get the hang of the character. So what does it do? Gain an indefinite cruelty passive, increasing critical damage rating by 115. If refined form is already active, gain a second cruelty passive, max 5 stacks. Activate the most recent form in its refined state and pause it for 15 seconds. While this pause is active, Absorbing Man gains 8800 critical rating. So it's really nice because it pauses. You don't have to worry about your form for 15 seconds, which is super nice, and you get a ton of critical rating. Now, pausing your form is extremely important because that is the main way to gain morph charges. Like I said, you can gain them if you are triggering immunity to armor break and armor shatter, but that's extremely rare scenarios, so that's not going to be in most fights. So in most fights, how you're going to gain these morph charges is you just want to have as much time as possible on your form when you change forms or refine your form or refresh your form. So you want to keep your forms paused as much as possible, as much as humanly possible. And the way to pause a form is right here, this top text. Intercepting an opponent's basic attack with a light attack, pause the current form for 6 seconds and inflicts a 388 potency vulnerability passive for 15 seconds. And once you build up those morph charges, you can also apply a much fatter version of this vulnerability passive, which really increases your damage. To put that into perspective, this one's like less than 400 potency. With the morph charges, the one you apply is more than 2200. Which is very noticeable on the damage. But it's all about these interrupting with light attacks. So if you are a master of light attack intercepting like MSD, like FinTech, this guy is going to be easy for you. But if you're a master of medium intercepts, and that's your main way of playing, like myself, and I know KT1 is similar, it's going to be a struggle for us because we just don't intercept the same way as MSD and FinTech do. All 4 of us are, extremely skilled, but our playstyles are different. And that's what Absorbing Man has really highlighted to me, that I suck at those kind of light intercepts, and I found it very challenging to play him. I haven't struggled to play a character optimally in a long time, a new character. So I love it, actually. It's cool. So let's go ahead and get to the gameplay. I tried to keep that as just with important info, and I'm sure it'll make a lot more sense once you have gameplay and I can explain it more. Let's go. Yo, what's going on, guys? We are back now for some gameplay, and we're just going to start off super simple, jump into some Realm of Legends Winter Soldier. Now, I do have a little bit of a disclaimer that majority of this gameplay was recorded when I was still struggling, I'd say, with Absorbing Man. Except for the last fight I'm going to show you guys, which is in Labyrinth against Star-Lord. So I'm really show you how he does against like millions of healthful opponents. Once we get to that fight, I have a much better handle on the character and all of his abilities. But like at first, when I was just testing him out and doing fights, like I was so overwhelmed by everything he could do, all of his abilities, how he worked, just trying to play him correctly. Like there's a lot going on with his character, but again, all in a good way, So yeah, just gonna go for the special 3 here against Winter Soldier. We are in our magma form, so it is going to be refined now by this special 3, and it's going to be paused for a while. You can see the pause timer, and we also did get 1 stack of that cruelty. Now you're also going to see, now that we're refined, every single hit, regardless of it's in my block, his block, my block with a special attack, it's all contact now is going to apply these passive incinerates to Winter Soldier, and it's really nice. It is really nice. You can see on the special 2, all those gunshots are triggering it. So here, boom, we get a little light intercept to pause our form time, and then here we're going to heavy into special 2, and you can see only 1 hit there did not crit, which is really nice. And then I think I'm going to go for a 3-hit combo, yeah, right there, that consumed our morph charges, that gave us a regeneration passive, and it applied a 2200 of the vulnerability passive onto Winter Soldier here. And now this special 2 is going to do, some more damage. Unfortunately, that last hit didn't crit. But yeah, this is like the basic generic rotation I was going for with Absorbing Man. And I'm sure that didn't look, crazy good, but it's just a standard Winter Soldier fight. So now let's go ahead and jump into some more fights where I can really showcase some of his utility. So we're gonna be showing off the energy resistance here with an Iceman up first. So going to go ahead, boom, just trigger the magma form. That's what it looks like, super simple with his pre-fight, boom, and that's going to work. It's going to work so well in Battlegrounds. That is one of the main reasons why I really want this guy. It's because I think he's just going to be so good for Battlegrounds, just with his sheer versatility that he has with his abilities alone. It's going to be really useful. It's just like, it just reminds me of Scorpion. You know how you can choose a pre-fight going into a fight, and it's just going to allow you to take multiple different kinds of fights, have multiple different kinds of utility, and it is just incredible. So you can see we were immune to the cold snap damage from Iceman, and here I should have used a heavy attack first and then comboed in that special. I was still learning at this point. Right there you see I got hit by his special, but we didn't take that much damage, and again we're immune to the debuff, so that's really nice. But yeah, I'm gonna be watching back this gameplay and just thinking like, oh, I should have been doing that, I should have been doing that, I should have been doing that. Now that I know how to play him, I can really clearly see all my mistakes that I was making. Here I did go for the heavy first in the special 2, so that was good. A lot of times it would be like I would use my first special 2, and I'd be like, oh, I was supposed to heavy first, and then my second I remember, and then I do it. It's just, I'm not really used to doing that. So I got 2 more fights for you guys here in this quest. This is Max 6.2 because we're going to be coming back to fight 6.2 champion with Absorbing Man. But this is just a blade fight, so you can see I'm trying to get these light attacks, and he's not going for them. And see that is how I light intercept. It's these a backdraft light intercept, you could call it, I suppose. And you can see here my form runs out. My form just runs out because I couldn't get off a light attack to pause it. So, like, if you can't get off those light attack interruptions, that's not good. That is not good. That is very important to playing him. But because I'm a noob, because I'm playing like a scrub here, I'm like, okay, that's alright. I'm just gonna go for my special 3. That's why I said this. That's why I love the special 3. It's so noob friendly. So boom, special 3. Now we're back in the magma formed, and now it's refined, and now he's like, we're just melting him. We are, and now he's dead. Like, you can see I was just struggling. I could not pause that form for the life of me. The AI would not cooperate. I couldn't land an attack. It falls off. Boom, special 3. We're back in business, baby, and the fight's over. Love Absorbing Man special 3. Very, very powerful. And so here we're up against a magic. So this is cool. I just wanted to really show you guys that energy resistance. I do get hit like 8 times in this fight. But yeah, I'm really just trying to show the limbo damage that he is, you know, not taking much of. So let's see here. Once I trigger a limbo, I was also trying to pause my forms, which, you know, I'm having trouble with. Really having trouble with. Yeah, you can see that limbo damage is doing like 138 limbo damage to us per tick. That's not bad. But unfortunately here she regens like all of that. She ends up regenning probably like her entire health pool at least one time over throughout this fight. She heals a lot of my damage, but that's okay because it's good to show you guys how viable this energy resistance is. Like, this energy resistance is so strong. It's you can see, like, it's barely noticeable, the damage we're taking from magic. Like, it's no big deal at all. Not at all a big deal. And I think that's just a testament to how powerful Absorbing Man can be, and just how useful that kind of utility is, to have just extreme energy resistance or extreme physical resistance on any given matchup, depending what you need. That is just so incredible to have access to. Alright, now next fight here, I'm going to show you guys. So at the very start of this video, it was like a 7-second clip, me just rinsing this entire Arcus' health pool. So that was the second or third time I attempted to fight, once I kind of knew what I was doing. This was the very first attempt on this Arcus, again, when I was playing like a total scrub noob. So this is not going to be a... Well, it's only like, I think, 20 seconds longer total fight time than the other one, but the other one is just all the damage at once, nuked. And it was the perfect way to start this video. My mind was boggled when I did that, and I was just like, did that really just happen? Because, like, on this fight, it went good, but I'm like, I know it can go so much better if I play optimally and, you know, get off the heavy attack and then special too. And it did. So here you see I didn't go for the heavy attack, so, you know, we only got one crit there. That's not how you want to be playing Absorbing Man. But again, I think this was like the very first day I was testing him, and I mean, we've only had a few days to test him anyways. And this is a champion that I feel like it's gonna take me a while to like really master. So, like a long time to actually really master it. Because I'd have to master light intercepting, and that's something I just have not. That's something I really don't want to do, because I just much prefer medium intercepting. But this guy might make me learn. But yeah, as you can see, we just rinsed that Arcus, man. This was one of the hardest fights in 7.1 originally, boss fights to solo. Now, Absorbing Man just ran through that. So that's one of his really solid matchups. Vision Arcus. I asked DLL, I'm like, yo, what are this guy's like ideal matchups? And he named 3 Cosmic Champions. That's Arcus, Annihilus, and Terrax. I think those are the 3. There might have been another Cosmic Champion there as well. But yeah, Absorbing Man is just really good against those champs, and I didn't quite realize why he was so good against Annihilus when I was actually doing this fight. It wasn't until a while till I realized, like, oh, that's what was going on. That's how all that works. Now I understand. So, like, against Annihilus, why Absorbing Man is such a good matchup is because, for one, he's going to lower the unstoppable duration by, again, that 90%, which is a really nice ability. And then what he's also going to do is he's going to, you can see, we have so much of our morphing charge. They max at 600. I don't even know how long we've been at 600 for. When I was doing this fight, bro, I didn't understand the morph charges. I didn't even, like, there's so much I didn't understand about the character at the time of doing this fight. So what I should do here, never mind, it's all good. I mean, yeah, we got the regen going. We got 5 of the passives on him right now, and boom, we just got so much more morph charges. If I could have heavied into special 2 here, that would have just nuked him. Unfortunately, I got too much power. But yeah, so you can see his unstoppable is really fast, but you still need to wait a little bit. But dude, did you guys see that? Did you guys see that? That was absurd right there. Let's go back a little bit. You see those numbers? That is an 11,000 medium with a 31,000 damage in red. What? That is 84,000 damage within 2 medium attacks. Wow. That's what happens when you really build up those passives. We had, how many do we have up at this time? We had 9 of them. I don't even know if I've ever had 9 before. That is insane. So yeah, anywhere where there's anywhere where there's going to be a lot of armor breaks, so you can just gain so much morph charges, you're going to have so many stacks of those passive vulnerabilities added up that your damage is just absurd. And it works in the physical or energy or energy forms. It increases the damage in both of them, which is crazy. So now we're going to jump into the 6.2 champion. And again, when I did this fight, I was still definitely a lot more of a noob. And this was my very first attempt fighting the 6.2 champion with Absorbing Man. This is attempt 1. And watch, I get carried by Absorbing Man's abilities. So like at this point, I didn't even... I knew he had like something against buffs, but I didn't realize it was 90% against those 4 specific buffs. And when I was in this matchup, like, it definitely did not feel like that unstoppable duration was reduced by 90%. It felt reduced by maybe, I don't know, maybe 50, 60%, but not 90. But maybe that's because the champion has extra ability accuracy or something. I don't know. I feel like that shouldn't factor. I don't know. That's all. We'll just, I don't know. It just still seemed pretty long when I was in the fight. And here I end up taking a bit of a combo. Not great, but I'm glad I got hit, because you're going to see that regen. I'm really going to be showcasing that regen in this fight, and especially once our health gets super low, you guys are going to see it's some really nice healing. But yeah, you can see that unstoppable duration, it is pretty slow. So here, I go for my heavy into special 2. And then boom, do it again. They are fully unblockable, so you don't have to worry about anything. And boom, just throw it again. The Mystic Dispersion was just going nuts in this fight, so I just keep spamming special 2. So here, boom, we just took a fat hit, right? So watch, right after this, we're going to do a 3-hit combo. So that is going to consume all of our 600 morph charges. It applied 4 of the passive energy or physical resistance vulnerabilities on him, and we also got that nice regen passive, so that's healing us for 500 per tick. That's 1,000 health per second. We've already got champion down to 10%. Now it's just a matter of baiting 3 special ones and getting 3 dexes off. You can see he rinsed this champion boss, and it was easy, especially with Mystic Dispersion, but like 5 out of 5. But like, even still, I don't know, this fight just felt really, really good and really safe. I should have just been a little bit smarter with the unstoppables. Like if I could do this fight again, like I said, this was just first attempt. If I could do this fight again, I'm sure I could make it look so much cleaner. But even still, like there's no need, because I just want to show you guys like how good Absorbing Man can be. You know, even if you're not a pro at him yet, because I mean, no one. Well, MSD might be a pro at him already. I don't know, but the rest of us are definitely going to have a little bit of a ways to go. But yeah, there's the 6.2 champion getting soloed by Carl Creed here without an issue. First attempt. Honestly, he made it feel easy. Now, all right, we get to the Labyrinth Gate. Here's where I'm actually have a decent idea of knowing what I'm doing with the character. I have a pretty good idea what I'm doing here, and I do have the full synergy team here as well. We're gonna try to do our max damage output here. So, with Absorbing Man, what I'm gonna try to do is to, now that I know what I'm doing with him, when I play him, I like to try to always have that pause active, because I want to gain as much morph charges as I can, because, you know, most matchups don't give you armor breaks, so you're not able to just get a ton of morph charges, so you need to be able to get these light counters. So that right there, that works. So you can just bait a heavy attack, and then if you're as long as you're in range to counter it with a light attack, that works. But it's just kind of annoying to me with Absorbing Man, because if he worked with medium intercepts, if medium intercepts paused his forms, oh my god, I could already be an Absorbing Man pro. I could be so good at him if he worked that way. Like, so many times I even accidentally medium intercept, and I'm just like, that does nothing for me. That does nothing to pause. That doesn't help me. I need lights. Mediums do nothing, and it's frustrating as a medium intercept player. It is very frustrating, but at the same time, like I said, it shows me where I really need to improve in this game. So It is nice, and I should learn. I should learn. I should get better. But there's a lot of things I should do, like learn Tigra, that I can't be bothered to learn Tigra. I don't want to, I'm not going to. I don't think Absorbing Man's gonna turn out that way because I really like him, and I think he's a lot more useful than Tigra. Well, no, I shouldn't say that. I'd say he has a lot more utility than Tigra. Yeah, that's fair to say, because this guy is just a utility machine. But yeah, I'm doing a really good job of keeping that pause up pretty much all the time. And so the play style in these long form fights is you want to go for three special threes, because your first special three is going to give you 1 cruelty, but then it's also going to go ahead and refine your form. And then so the following special threes will give you 2 cruelties. So boom, you see we've used 2 special threes at this point. We're at 3 of those cruelties. And then this special 3 is also going to give me 2 more cruelties, which will be a max of 5. You can't get more than 5. So boom, now we're fully ramped up at this point. So now that we're fully ramped, what we want to do is just, build up our morph charges, do a 3-hit combo to apply the vulnerability passives, and then heavy into a special 2, all while also keeping our forms paused at all times to the best of my abilities. That's the optimal rotation here. I think. Right there, you see he evaded. Right there, he evaded 2 of my light counters. Like, really, bro? You're gonna evade those? Come on. So boom, there's the 3-hit combo. Right there, I should have thrown my special 2. I wasn't sure if it was going to give me enough power. So here I'm going to throw it heavy into special 2. You're going to see it does some really, really nice damage there. Those vulnerability passives are really, really helping out as well. And you can just see, look at all the damage, dude. The yellow numbers, the red numbers. He's got big yellow numbers and big red numbers. He kind of reminds me of like Hercules in that regard, with the damage output that he's dealing. How's just, some big yellow, some big red. It gives me Herc vibes, which is great, which is really great. And so here I'm gonna go for a light attack. Boom, pause the form. All right, beta heavy, special 2. Boom. That's what you want to do. You can see we get like most crits, like maybe 1 hit doesn't crit, maybe 2 at most, really, from what I've seen so far playing him. But if you do it right, like, there's just so much crits, and I love that. I absolutely love that, because it's not guaranteed crits, which some champions like will punish you for, like Ebony Maw or something. It's just a really, 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 really high crit rate, which is much better than guaranteed crits. Sometimes, and I think this is definitely one of those times. And also, it's good because it rewards you for skillful play. That's what I really, really like about Absorbing Man. Actually, I'll come back to that once this fight's over. It's almost done. Everything's going pretty great. It's really annoying, though, because I had to record this fight, like, I don't know, like 3 or 4 times, because it didn't save the first 2 times. I was getting so annoyed. I was so sick and tired of doing this fight. But boom, there we go. We got it done. It was 4 minutes and I think 26 seconds. My best run, it was perfect. It was 4:20 on the dot. Couldn't get better than that. This one is a little bit more. Yeah, 4:26. This one was 6 seconds slower, but still pretty good. That's how I, at least, would approach playing Absorbing Man optimally in this type of endgame content. Like I said, I still have not come even close to mastering this character. I think he has a very high skill cap. I definitely need to practice a lot more, but I really want to get him, practice, learn him, and just get really good with him. But like I was saying at the end of that Star-Lord fight, I think Absorbing Man is extremely powerful. I think he is a very, very, very powerful champion, especially in the correct matchups. Might even be too powerful. He kind of reminds me of Gallon in that regard. Like, when you see Gallon in his right matchups, like, you think, well, how is he not nerfed? And I think Absorbing Man is kind of going to be like that as well. Against Annihilus, against Terrax, where the armor breaks are just going nuts. It's going to look so good. But then, just like Gallon, outside of those matchups, it's not nearly as good. It's still good, but it's not nearly as good. But I think the thing that really separates Absorbing Man from Gallon is that, you take Gallon out of his unideal matchups and just a basic matchup, and he's still good, and he's still easy to play. But Absorbing Man, if you take him out of his ideal matchups and put him in a regular matchup, yeah, he can still be good. He can even be really good. But you need to play him extremely well. And so I think the skill cap kind of makes him being really good, be okay, just like Tigra. You know, Tigra is so powerful, but you have to be really good at playing her. So yeah, Absorbing Man just kind of reminds me of those two characters with those types of comparisons. So I really don't think he's going to, and I don't think there's a need for him to be rebalanced, but I do think he is going to be a very powerful character. But that's why, I think, because it's going to be such a high skill cap, and he's so difficult to play that it makes sense for him. And I think massive shout out to DLL. He's a YouTuber in the community, Daddy Longlegs. He works for Kabam, and this was his first champion that he ever designed, and I absolutely love it. You did a phenomenal job, DLL. I'm very excited to learn and get a lot better at Absorbing Man. I really wish you made it medium intercepts, but yeah, I'll take what I can get with Absorbing Man, and that's going to do it for this video. I'm very happy to be back making these videos on the new champs. Drop a like if you guys enjoy, if you want to see me do this for every new champ that comes out this year. And let me know what you guys think about Absorbing Man. And one last thing, the absolute best part about all of Absorbing Man is that he's going to be available in the next 6-star featured crystal. That's like 26 days away. So you guys will be able to get your hands on him in like less than 4 weeks, which is really awesome for a brand new character this year. That's going to do it for this video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed. I had so much fun making it, so much fun playing Absorbing Man, and I really, really, really hope I get him. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace out.